Time travel is a trip. Really, it's a trip. We are between two planes all the time. The time that's happening now, and the time that has just passed. We look into the world and we see time passing, but it's not real. Every time is happening now, all the time. You just have to move into another time. It's really a trip.
Hello, my name is Peter Segura. I'm the director and writer of Time Out, a production about a time traveler who gets back in time along with this bad guy. And the whole point is for them to get this device which can reverse a frozen city and release it from this time lock, in which the military kind of did as a weapon test. Scene 11, take 2. Action.
You're gonna want to stand about 10 feet back.
So this is it? You're going just like that?
When I'm gone, you need to get a hold of the police. And you should check out my father.
I'm Adrian Serrato. I am one of the cinematographers on the script, or on the movie Time Out. Well, so far the shoot has been going awesome. We've been getting most of the stuff that we want. There's a few shots that we've decided not to do, but they're not really that important to begin with.
So far, it's been a pretty interesting ride. We've been doing everything out of order as filmmaking goes, but it's been a great experience with the cast and crew. We've got a great grip team.
It's actually been really fun. Everybody being out there having a real good time. There's a lot of good energy going around because everybody's always willing to listen to new ideas, willing to try new shots, different angles. Everybody has a really good input overall in the project. So everybody is actually having, from my point of view, a real fun time doing this.
Production has been pretty awesome. They're working with a bunch of awesome people. Equipment. We're all putting our work into Peter's masterpiece, I would have to say. It's pretty awesome. He's been having us work like 9 to 5 production schedules, which is really cool when we have a break in between. But so far, it's been really fun. I mean, everyone's literally like putting their part in making this happen, and everyone seems very enthusiastic as to doing so.
I mean, everyone's been super friendly and, I mean, great people. But I don't know. When I'm on camera, I like to be around, at least someone who I'm really familiar with, and that for me is Craig. I'm really pretty close with Craig, and so he always like lightens the mood for me when I'm like freaking out or when I'm like nervous, or he always says something to make me smile or laugh and makes things go a little bit more smoothly for me.
We are getting ready to pull up the truck right up to the camera as we dolly right. This is where our stranger and Mandy are together for the last time up on this hill. The stranger's gonna make his teleportation through time. And yeah, that's about it. Here we go.
Let go of me. What are you?
Shut up! You shouldn't have followed me. You're putting yourself in serious danger.
It's just a theory, but I have to at least try. My friends, family, everyone was in that blast radius.
Wait, I don't even know your name.
What's the name you had in mind for your first child?
Wait, what?
Oh my god, the time machine is awesome.
The time machine is freaking awesome.
The time machine is awesome.
The time machine, oh.
Time machine is outstanding.
The time machine's pretty cool.
It seems as if like it actually works when you look at it.
And the time machine is actually one of the main reasons why I wanted to be a part of this project, because that's like this huge prop that was made out of pretty much thin air garbage or trash or things that typically would be thrown out, and I haven't worked with any props that have been that grandiose in scale, I guess.
If it was strapped on a DeLorean, I would believe if you got it to 88, you would make it back in time. But besides that, it's overall with the lights, the visual, how it looks. Who's to say that it isn't a time machine?
One of the best prop work I've seen in a independent film or a student film. Took a lot of talent just to build that sucker. It's heavy. Not gonna lie, I threw my back out a couple of times wearing it, but yeah, it's a beautiful thing, the time machine.
Cut. Or yeah.
You want me to turn it more this
Should
way?
we zoom in some more?
No, just do a slower pan.
We should be panning while we go.
Yeah, we are. So. You coming first?
Can you guys stop in front of the car where you're gonna be? And you have to start
Like,
a little bit later.
For them to get
Yeah. Right here.
and then
The fight scene with Scott, or the enemy, and Craig and Mandy has been probably my favorite thing to shoot, because there was a lot of good action and it was just a few shots that came out really well and really convincing.
Where we had our enemy, who's played by Scott, jump down into frame and attack Mandy and Craig. That scene was not only fun to shoot, but it was also funny. Like, it was just a fun day. Like, towards the end of that day was really fun. We got to try out a couple different lines and stuff for Scott to say while doing his shoot. So,
I did this scene with what's her name, Marley? I did a scene with Mandy, like choking her out, and we had to, she hits me with this thing, and she actually knocked me on my ass, and I just fell right to the ground, so it's like, that really happened, that was not staged.
If I could travel through time.
If I could travel through time.
If I could travel back in time.
if I could travel through time.
I think I will go back in time
to 1960, probably 4, and live through the last end of the 60s and the 70s.
I'd probably go back to the 80s. I'm born in the 80s and love the 80s, so altogether I'm just an 80s guy. I need to go back.
I guess my high school years, to just change a little, to be more into filming. High school was just like, blah. I just want to get out from high school. I just didn't care.
I would go back to a time when chicken nuggets were still yellow, the Wayans brothers were still in the air.
It would be to the 80s when I was still in elementary school and I would straighten myself out on a few things.
The time of the Tudors, because that's just like one of my favorite eras. I like reading about Henry VIII and all his wives and who he beheaded and who he didn't and how he got rid of all the other ones, you know? I don't know. The court system, it always fascinated me.
I'd probably be somewhere 40s. I've had this fascination with the 40s. Yeah, I think I'd travel somewhere in that time frame. I like the way they dress and very nice.
Oh man, I'd probably go to the future and steal a bunch of futuristic stuff and then travel back to the early 1900s and show it all off to people and try not to get killed as a witch, but just make a ton of money off this technology and, you know, also take advantage of the lovely ladies who don't know any better.
What's the matter? What did you say to me? You talking shit?